Hey guys, welcome back to another HF movement clip. Today's movement clip is all about the double under. Hopefully this will help you get better. We have some common faults that we want you to stop doing, and we also have a few points and a few drills that you should try to help improve your double under. So first of all guys, there are some pros and cons to having a rope or a plastic type rope with no bearing. There's no ball bearing in this rope. It's just basically a long bit of plastic with a handle. There are some benefits here. Normally these ropes are heavier, and so therefore you get more feedback when you do your double unders. You can feel the rope a little bit more, therefore you know when to jump, and you can feel the movement of the rope. So that is a benefit. The negative side of having a rope like this is that they are slower. They don't spin as freely. They're a little heavier, which is a negative when you're doing a lot of repetitions. When you're learning, however, I would suggest trying to learn with a heavier, thicker, slower rope than our speed ropes. All right, and then you have, well, we have a Rogue, I think they're SP2 rope. Now, these are a little different to the rope I just showed you. These ropes have a bearing, a little ball bearing that sits in the middle, and the whole handle will pivot around that ball bearing. So heaps of movement. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. So you can see the bearing, little ball bearing, it moves. The handle spins around it. The little ball bearing is here in the middle. And the idea behind that is that the rope will spin freely, and when it spins freely, you can get a little bit more speed out of the rope. Double unders become a little easier once you've learnt them and the timing is correct and your hand positions are correct and your jump pattern is correct, and the rope is lighter. So having a lighter rope means that 100 double unders feels easier. My shoulders don't fatigue as much with a lighter rope, and ideally I'd be able to get a bigger chunk of double unders out in a shorter amount of time. One of the jumping techniques that we use here at the gym is just making sure our feet are in one of our rubber flooring squares, and we just jump nice and tall off of our toes. Tall, tall, tall. And at the top of that movement, we hit our thighs. You can see the difference in tempo. So for the first part, I was jumping and hitting my thighs twice and then a little jump in between, which is more like a double, single, single, double. At the end of that, what I was doing was jumping. Every time I was jumping, I was hitting my thighs twice, which is more of a continuous double under. Practice that timing, but nothing beats the real thing. So what I would suggest, if you're learning, is to use a thicker rope that's heavier and practice that sequence: jump, double, single, single, jump, double. I'm gonna go through a few of those now. So the jump single, I have enough space. So single, single, double, double, double. Then the continuous ones after that. So once you learn how to do the double, then the single jumps, you want to try and take away one of our single jumps, double, single, double. And once you've learned how to do that, you just want to keep jumping and get the timing with the hands. Keep the chest up, keep the hands down, around our waist position, not high. So not high, but down. Hands out a little bit, and get the rotation from the wrist. Getting the timing is important. So what I want you to try and do is I'm just going to show you another drill where we're getting our hands to just move in a nice circle movement. So elbow in, getting the rope to spin, and then speeding up. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. So you can see I'm not trying to go like this, it's all on the wrist. And then practice with both arms, because one arm may be more coordinated than the other. Just getting us using and utilizing our ability to spin the rope. Some people struggle with that. Okay guys, so some of the common faults that I see when people are doing double unders. First of all, with the rope, is their hands aren't in nice and tight, they start to drift out. Now if I do that, you can see if I'm here, I have a longer loop on the bottom of my skipping rope. But if my hands start to go wider, you can see, this is exaggerating a fair bit, but you can see the wider I take my hands out and do my double unders, the higher I have to jump to get over that rope. Remember, the rope is only about a millimeter or two, a couple millimeters thick. You don't need to jump like you're jumping over a box. You just need to jump off of your toes. Which brings me to my second fault. The way I teach some of my clients is pretend that you are surrounded by people, and for example, you're in a mosh pit and you're surrounded by people. You can't kick around and bring your heels high. You can't bring your knees up in front because there are people all around you. If you had to jump in an area of people, you would just jump straight up. Your toes would do all the work, your calves would do all the work. The common fault that I see is people start to jump and kick. They jump and kick, or they jump forward. So they're doing like a donkey kick or a heel lift kick. So the donkey kick is more like that, which does work, but isn't as efficient. But the one that doesn't work a lot is the heel kick back. So they do double and they kick. What you want to do is keep your knees from bending and go all through your ankle. So they bend a little bit, but you're up and down nice and straight. Tall, tall, double, double, double. So you're practicing that over and over again, as opposed to practicing your floored pattern. The other patterns do work slightly, but they're not efficient and they're not effective, so I'd rather see you start to change the way you jump so that you get more out of your double under practice. Give it a go. Just spend 30 seconds jumping up and down in one spot. I know it seems silly, but if you're struggling to learn a double under, you need to get these concepts down and these drills down so that they all blend into a better double under. Not one thing will fix it, but if you start to get better at all these little things that we're doing, you should see an improvement. All right guys, so what I want you to do, rewatch this video, start to learn the different types of ropes. So you've got one for practicing, if you're brand new to the movement, then you've got the other ropes, which once you start to develop a little bit of a pattern, bringing in another rope, and it will change again a little bit because you need to learn how to use that rope, but practice with both. Then once you've done that, I want you eliminating those common faults, so no donkey kicks or no heel lifts, just jump up and down, straight up and down, 30 seconds at a time, have a break, 30 seconds, have a break, get some practice. The other thing is hand position, making sure our hands are low, not high. Having the rope high and out here means the rope will lift. If the rope lifts, we have to jump higher, which is more exhausting. So have your arms down by your side and around your hips. The other thing I wanted you to practice was your rope spin. So practicing just spinning the rope in a nice circle with the wrist, not with the arm. Okay, a little bit of elbow and a little bit of wrist is okay, but all of that shoulder is just too slow. So you want to speed that rotation up by going wrist and elbow more so than shoulder. Practice all of that stuff. Now here's one thing I've given people in the past. Give yourself maybe once every third day, 5 to 10 minutes worth of practice. And what you do there is you do 3 or 4 sets. So your first set, you might give yourself a 60-second period to do as many double unders as possible. Give yourself about 1 minute to 2 minutes rest so you can be fresh, and do it again and again for maybe 3 to 5 sets. That'll take you about 5 minutes, okay? 5 to 10 minutes. And then write down how many double unders you're completing. So have a piece of paper that says Monday, my first set I did 7, second set I did 17, third set I did 20, fourth set I did 5. And the following Monday you want to try and beat those numbers. So it doesn't matter that you are always hitting 25 reps or more. Each set you want to be improving on. So the following week you want to get better than the Monday before. So that's the easiest way to keep accountable to it. But I can guarantee that if you aren't practicing religiously like that, that you'll find that the double unders will just never get better. Putting enough hours into the week of practice should make you a lot better than you were, and that's what our main goal is. So give it a go, do all those things I said, practice, 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 and let me know how you're going. And if this helped, write it in comments. If not, good luck, and I hope you find something that does help. See you guys.